What's good, YouTube? Akil here, back with another video, and today I'm taking you guys on another trip to the thrift. And unfortunately these past couple of days have been kind of slow, kind of dry for me, but I've still been hitting up as much thrift stores as possible because to me that's just the name of the game. You never know what you're gonna find on certain days, so I've still been going as much as possible. So even though I put in a bunch of really good finds in here, this is more of like a compilation of the last 2 to 3 days, so definitely keep that in mind in case some of you guys are going out there and feeling discouraged. Just know that in just this video I hit up maybe 7 or 8 different thrift stores between like 3 or 4 different days, so always keep that type of stuff in mind. But without further ado, let's get into it. Alright y'all, so we are in the shoe section, and the first thing I came across was this pair of Vans, and it's more of like a Vans and Thrasher collab. And I used to see this pair pretty often, this pair of skate highs. I used to see this in thrift stores all the time, but I don't usually see this anymore, especially in this good of condition. So definitely going to be picking this pair up, and with that additional 20% off coupon, I should be able to get those for right around 20 bucks. Now this is a pair of, I forgot the number of this Air Max, but this one is a little too beat up for me because lately I've been trying to get shoes in just much better condition so I don't got to do too much cleaning. Honestly, if the price was better, I probably would have grabbed those up. Same goes for those orthopedic shoes as well. Probably would have got those if they were $5. But since this one is in the best condition, just a light cleaning, I'll be able to flip those for about 65 bucks all day long. So went to the pants section and I came across a bunch of motocross pants, and I love selling these because they usually bring in some decent profit as long as they're in good condition and the price is right. So that pair in particular was asking too much, 30 bucks for those. This is a pair of motocross pants from the brand Fox. These usually sell for right around like 20 to 30 bucks. So since they were asking 20, I had to pass on that one as well. But this pair really intrigued me. They were asking 30 bucks for this one. And this brand in particular, Axo, sells for right around 80 bucks. A very similar pair sold for 80 bucks just last month. So I'm going to grab this pair up right here and price it for right around $80 as well. And hopefully it sells fast because this one is in really good condition. Pretty decent size as well. So started checking out some of the jackets, and I came across this Helly Hansen jacket, and the last jacket that I got from this brand took a very long time to sell. It was also a Helly Tech in a really dope colorway, so I thought it was going to bring in some good profit, but it sat for a very long time. So I don't usually pick up that brand anymore. So drop a comment if you guys are still picking that one up. Next, I came across this leather jacket from the brand Biker Skins, and this was a size 56. So I think this is translates to like a size 4X or maybe even a 5X, which is probably going to be really good because I don't think there are going to be too much other sellers listing jackets in this size. So I'm also going to put something like this on Poshmark as well, because the last time I had a very simple motorcycle jacket that wasn't like a well-known name brand, it still sold for like $100 on Posh. So I'm going to make sure I cross list both of those. So here came across some ink. I always try to pick up ink that's brand new and sealed. Even if the warranty expires, I still will pick it up. This one should sell for right around 20, maybe 25 bucks, especially since it's a 3-pack. And then I came across this Xbox. I believe this is the racing steering wheel. The other one that has the foot pedals, that one sells for way more profit. This one they were asking $6.50 for, and I should be able to get around 25 bucks for that. So not a ton of profit, but those 2 items would be super easy to list. So started checking out some of these electronics, and I came across some vintage speakers from Apple. These are the Apple design powered speakers, and this one even included the original adapter for these, because sometimes I'll come across some of these older electronics and they might be missing the power cable, or they might be missing just some really important part to this, but thankfully everything was right in the bag as well. The downside to this was, of course, after testing it out, it did not turn on. So unfortunately had to pass on that. So I hit up a different thrift store because lately the Goodwills have been kind of slow on some of the finds. So I went to this other thrift store that I kind of been slacking on, and thankfully I was able to come across something that was actually really good. This Sony DSC camera. This is actually a touchscreen camera, and they were asking 10 bucks for this one. And comps on this particular camera was kind of tricky. I seen some sell for as high as 100, and I seen some listed for 100. Some people have it listed for like 30. So since this one includes everything and it actually works perfectly fine, I'll be pricing mine maybe like 60 to 70 bucks just to see how much I could get for it. It might not sell super fast, but for 10 bucks, I think it will definitely be bringing in a decent amount of profit. So went back to a different Goodwill and came across a pair of really clean Chelsea boots, but I was definitely surprised when I saw that these were actually from Aldo, because honestly, Aldo to me was more like a cheap store, and I didn't think they would make boots that look this good. But after checking comps on Aldo boots, boots. They were selling for like 20 to 30 bucks. If they were like Mr. B's, I know those sell for a little more profit, but this like regular just pair of Aldo boots, I'm gonna have to pass on them. I think they look good, but the profit isn't there, so I'm gonna have to pass. So came across this No Limit Soldier hoodie, and the thing is, I had no clue that this was going to be worth anything. I know Master P is doing his thing right now in the world of business, but I had no clue that people were actually that interested in these, some of the jerseys and the hoodies. So I seen a jersey sell for like 60 bucks, and I seen others were listed for like 100 plus. And right now, anything that's No Limit Sports is listed pretty high on eBay. So I'm going to take a chance on this one and probably list it for like 70 to 80 bucks. Now, this was also a really good find. Here was this HP calculator. This was one of those like scientific calculators, not the usual TI 83 or 84 that we're used to. This one was a 48GX, and the comps on this one was really good as well, selling for like 150 bucks. So definitely glad I found that. So I've been selling a lot of games lately. So every time I go to some of these Goodwills, I'm always checking out the game section, just scanning a few of them to see how much they're selling for. And some of them is a surprise. Some of them selling for way more than I thought, and a lot of them sell for right around like 15 bucks. But if I can get it for $1 or $2, I'm definitely happy to, grab those up. This one was the only one that I scanned that was selling for a decent amount of profit, selling for right around like 30 bucks. And this store in particular, I don't know why this Goodwill their prices were so high for games. I usually never spend more than $250, but it is what it is. I'm still gonna grab that one up. And here was a pair of hiking boots from the brand Garmon. I'm thinking these should be able to sell for right around 60 bucks. Fairly decent condition. I know there's some stains, but when it comes to hiking boots, they usually, even if they're a little rough, they still sell for some decent profit. And the size 8.5 is a decent size, so I'm gonna grab those up. Here came across a pair of Salomon hiking shoes. These usually sell for right around 50 to 60 bucks as well. These might also need some good cleaning right on the front of the toe box especially, but like I said, a very light cleaning job, so I'll be happy with cleaning those up and getting some decent profit out of those. Here was another really good find. I love selling media, especially when it's brand new and sealed, because something like this is literally like 2 or 3 pictures, and there wasn't a ton of comps on this at all, but the one particular comp that I seen of this exact same item sold for $60. So definitely glad I was able to grab this one up, especially since it was only $350. And the packaging is kind of torn, but I should still be able to list that as brand new. If not brand new, just new other. Now, speaking of new, this one was actually brand new, still sealed. The Wii Fit Plus, if I sold the game separately, it sells for like 20 bucks. But if I bundle this with that board that we can always find in thrift stores really easily, I should be able to get about 40 or 50 bucks for that. So I'm definitely going to bundle those together. Now, I tell you guys all the time, I've been selling a ton of modems, and lately I've been seeing just some of these modems in the, like, almost like the Cox, like the welcome home bundle or whatever you want to call it. Anytime I see these, I usually try to check them out, see if it's worth anything. This one in particular, not selling for a ton of profit, probably like 30 bucks. So I'm gonna still grab that one up since they were only asking, I think, $2.99. So if you guys follow the channel, you guys know that I recently picked up a guitar for myself, and that guitar was selling for right around 200 bucks. After putting in the model number on that one, MD200, this guitar isn't selling for that much profit at all. Still a really nice clean guitar nonetheless, but this one was selling for right around 60 bucks. So I'm gonna end up passing on this one, especially since they were asking so much money for it. But I'm always trying to just be on the lookout for some of these guitars because some of them sell for a ton of profit. Now here is a pair of Doc Martens in pretty good condition, pretty clean in my opinion. They probably was worn maybe once or twice. They were asking only 20 bucks for this one, so not a bad deal for these. They were selling, the comps on these were really low though. Some Doc Martens, as you guys know, sell for like 100 or 150. This one in particular was selling for closer to like 30 to 40 bucks. Just definitely not a popular model, so for that reason ended up passing on it. Alright y'all, that's all I have for today's video. So if you guys enjoyed that one, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. And also, if you guys want to cop a consistency tee, make sure you guys use code consistency10 for 10% off your order. Thanks again to everybody else that's been showing support, because I really appreciate it. And I'm gonna see you guys in the next one. Peace.
For the winner, cause you felt like you was losing, only for the winner. Move just to keep from cooling, like only for the winner, only for the winner, only for the winner. Boy, my heart is cold, and I'm too cool to sweat it. I should've never offered it. I'm tight and now I'm off this shit. You should wanna be a real one. Earn a still want